The Chevy Silverado ruined my Jeep Gladiator experience. What? Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. And that's right, the Chevy Silverado ruined my Jeep Gladiator experience. Now, I'll explain that in just a minute. You might be wondering, what are you talking about? First of all, you're not in the Jeep Gladiator. I'm not. I'm in my new Toyota Tundra. Still have the Jeep Gladiator, still have the Tacoma. But you know, I thought I'm going to talk about this while I'm out driving around in my new Tundra. And by the way, if you haven't checked out that channel, I do have a Tundra channel now. It is Rob Motive FST. Little cross promotion there. So what am I talking about? You know, I was looking for a full-size truck in the interim. Oh, there goes a Voodoo Blue Sport Tacoma right there. Awesome. Because I have a Voodoo Blue. But anyway, I was looking for a full-size truck to kind of fill in over on my Tundra channel until the new Tundra comes out, the redesigned Tundra. So I wasn't sure I was actually going to get a Tundra because I thought, you know, yeah, I've had Tundras before. It's not a whole lot of difference. So I thought I'd test drive something else. And I wasn't really interested in an F-150. It was either going to be a Chevy or a Ram. So I went out and I test drove a Chevy Silverado. It was an okay truck, not really my thing. Don't know that I could really recommend it. But the way that it ruined my Gladiator, because my Gladiator is my daily driver. It's what I drive almost all the time when I'm just running around doing errands and stuff, which is primarily what I do. So I drive the Chevy Silverado, and it has that, 1930s column shifter still. You know, when you put it into drive, reverse, whatever, it's on the column. You know, like where your windshield wiper controller is. So I get in there and I knew they did that. I knew they were still doing that. I shift it into gear and I get going, and then I get back to the dealership and I go to put it in park. And of course I look down at the center. Well, there's nothing there. It's on the column. So I put it back in park, whatever. So fast forward to the next time I take out my Jeep Gladiator. I jump in the Gladiator. I'm heading off to probably go to Lowe's or something, who knows. And I reach up to pull the column shifter down to put it into drive. And I'm like, oh my God, this is stuck in my head. The Chevy Silverado has ruined my Gladiator experience. It has imprinted the column shifter on my brain. So I thought, all right, surely that'll go away. I'll get used to it again, you know. And I wasn't even in it that long, and the Chevy, that is. And I only shifted it, I don't know, three times. I mean, I had to reverse, go forward, park, you know, that kind of thing. So it wasn't even like I spent a whole day in it or something, or I wasn't like, you know, moving the shifter often. So some time passes. I'm still reaching for the column when I'm in my Gladiator, trying to go into drive or reverse, whichever. So I'm still reaching up there, and I find myself still with the feeling, even when I do remember, you know, I'm cognizant of it. I jump in the Gladiator and it's on my mind, and I think, all right, I know there's no, but I still have to do that. I'm still doing that. It's still on my mind. It's crazy. And I gotta say, I can't believe, you know, that Chevy is still going with the column shifter. I mean, I know why they do it. They do it to leave room in the center area, right? Obviously, if you have the center shifter down there, plus the four-wheel drive controller, it takes up room. And I think part of the reason Jeep has left it there, as far as not putting the four-wheel drive selector somewhere, you know, like a button or a switch. A lot of other brands now just have buttons or switches that you can hit to put the vehicle into four-wheel drive. Jeep could certainly do that, but I think they've wanted to maintain tradition, right? That's why they keep that little shifter down there next to the gear selector. which I think is fantastic. I think it should be there. I'm certainly not suggesting that Jeep ever goes back to a column shifter, or goes to a column shifter, I should say. I think it's just too archaic. It really gives an old feel to the truck. It really did for me. When I got in the Chevy, I think that shifter on the column kind of tainted my view of that truck before I actually ever even took off. It just felt old to me. It felt very, very dated. Probably because way back, about 328 years ago, when I first learned how to drive, well, first of all, that was on a manual transmission, so I guess that doesn't apply. But when I jumped into an automatic, and it was a truck, we had, I think it was a Chevy. It was a full-size Chevy with an extended bed, single cab. But when I jumped in that, it had the column shifter, and every other automatic vehicle that I drove back in the day had a column shifter. So it just really feels old to me, and really just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, I guess, for what that Chevy was. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, kind of talk about that a little bit. It's something that I still am feeling when I get in my Jeep Gladiator, that thought that I need to go ahead and shift it into gear with that column shifter. Drives me nuts, and it has ruined my experience. It's ruined the Gladiator for me. Well, a little. I mean, once I realized that, hey, it's in the center and all I really have to do is reach down, it's not that big of a deal. But, it's just one of those wacko, weird things that you do. You ever experience that? Maybe you were somewhere and you had a rental vehicle, let's say. And, of course, it's going to be different than what you normally drive. Maybe you have it for a few days, a week, maybe a couple weeks. Do you get used to that and then come back home to your normal daily driver and find that you almost have to retrain yourself as to how that driver operates? I'd be curious to know. Is it just me, or are there others out there? Leave a comment. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. The first is Rob Motive, all about my 2020 Toyota Tacoma, which is a manual transmission, by the way. So I don't have the problem in that truck because I know it's a manual. And also Rob Motive FST, once again, all about my brand new Toyota Tundra and my experience looking for a redesigned Toyota Tundra. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.